surprised you. Sorry about that. I thought I was already here. Okay, hi, good evening everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is a beautiful Sunday and it has been so long since I've done my Just Chats. So forgive me, it really has been a while. And welcome to the Satsudan. I hope you guys had a wonderful Saturday night or Sunday morning itself. And it is a pleasure to see you guys again. Hi Kilolo and hello Aru. Welcome to today's session. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now it's been so long since I've done my Sunday stream, so just to recap, this is a Just Chat Satsudan. Essentially what we're going to be doing is we're going to recap the whole week itself, things that we learned, things that we're seeing, things that we have been wondering about, and then we just, we just have a chat. And I will be only doing a stream for like an hour, maybe slightly under 2 hours at the very least. And the reason why is because tomorrow is it's also shaping up to be a bit of a stressful day for myself. So I am going to make sure that I'm pacing myself today so that tomorrow will be better. And for the record itself, I think some of you guys have me on Steam last night, so you might have seen a little someone sneakily went back on Final Fantasy 9. I'm like half dead because I swear to God, like I should not have, but like my brain was just telling me like, hang on, you've not done you haven't finished that one last tiny bit that you need to do, and it was just me going back on Final Fantasy 9 and then playing my game again. Because I was like, oh shit, I need to like finish this and I need to power level. So it was me power leveling, buying all my goods and everything just so that I could have enough money for at least 6 braces. Okay, no, I've got my braces. I got 6. I got the 6 braces. I got the 6 golden helm. There's 6, okay? 2 people are being left out from this bullshit. But like I've got it. It's all because I was like, I'm just not gonna show this on screen. So I'm just like going to do my best. I love how like Aru's like subtly ignored you because he went out to get biscuits. It's like subtly, what the hell? So I did that, and I think I'm right now at the point of like trying to power level. So I swear, I feel like this is one day I'm probably not gonna stream just so that I can power level off screen itself, just like, oh yeah, screw this. I literally had a comment from someone who watched yesterday's stream, and hey Guilty, hello, welcome. Yeah, so I had a comment from yesterday's stream itself on YouTube, and the person said I got to like my party members are 75 plus, and I beat Ozma at this tree, and I'm like thinking to myself, holy shit, this guy power leveled farm like that, holy crap, like that's the only answer, and I feel now ashamed that I'm not power leveled hard enough, like damn it. Hey Indigo, hello, it has been so long. Welcome my friend. How are you doing? How's everything going on your side? It's so great to see you. I'm so happy. I'm like super happy to see you here. Hello, welcome. It's so good to see you. Alright. Yeah, so welcome guys. It's been so long. A lot of familiar faces here. Are you doing okay? Are you on break now? Is that why you're here? But yeah, so it was really interesting to just do things offline. I swear to God, if it was left to me, I would just be like power leveling through and just ignoring people because I'm like, I just want to go and finish Final Fantasy 9 ASAP right now. But then the other half of me is like, no, you need to do side quests. And when we're doing side quests, I need to chinchake, progress at it. Slowly, one step at a time. In motion. No? Oh, it's not your school break yet? Hey, Shawi! Hello! Welcome to the channel. How are you doing, my dear? How are you doing? Are you excited? It's like less than 2 weeks before I see you, bro. Less than 2 weeks. Your school break starts on the 13th of March. Oh my, that's slightly after my holiday. Oh, actually, that's in the middle of my holiday. So you'll see me, but like only when I'm back. I'm a part of me is really stressed right now because it'd be 1 week of me being away from my desktop. So guys, As you know, I play Genshin on my PC, and you know what that means? It's 1 week without Genshin on PC. I don't think I'll be able to do much when that happens. So there's that, and then the part of me is like, oh, I'm just gonna be down there on a holiday, and I don't think I want to like waste all my time just like, I mean, I'm going to be hanging out with people, so there'll be chats, there'll be laughter, but I kind of want to do stuff as well. I really want to do work on like some creative, so I only can bring down a 7 kg luggage. So part of me is like, can I actually cram in a microphone? Can I cram in like my can I check if my editor actually works on my MacBook? Because like the editor that I got was for PC. I'm fairly sure I'm a video editor, and I'm like, I kind of just want to see if I can just put them all into the other laptop right now, so I could like work on some creatives, you know. I feel restless because I'm not streaming, so yeah. 1 week you need a break. I do need a break, but like a part of me is thinking to myself as well, like that the break is just a short break. I'm still technically going to be working on work when I'm down there, so it's not like it's like a break. You can get the no, I don't want the return bonus. I get more primos without the return bonus. No, I calculated it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. No. Just 1 week wasted. It's not. My primos. Yeah. No, I'm just gonna do stuff. You are still kind of sleepy? Wait, what time did you sleep? Did you just woke up? Hang on. You know what time is it now? It's 10 p.m. Shall we? What happened to your sleep pattern? Are you channeling Aru right now? Please don't. Yeah, just that channeling. Jokes. So yeah, it's gonna be a week of holidays, and it's gonna be great. You slept at 6 p.m. ish after stream. Then that's called the nap. It's the exhaustion nap that hit you, right? That's why you just woke up as well. You need your dinners, so get dinner, rest for a bit, go to bed. That's what you need to do. Oh, it should pass 1 a.m. now. Yeah, Aru, we don't live in Australia time zone. So obviously the times is different. The times are different. For anyone who caught my Twitter today, so essentially I went out for lunch with a friend who has always wanted to have to go to a thrift shop, more because he always goes to this thrift shop to scout for knickknacks to buy. Now, this friend of mine is really interesting. He buys and collects the most interesting stuff. Playing cards, for example. He loves different design of playing cards. Playing cards are, and I've never seen anyone as interested in playing cards as he is, so that was a very interesting thing. And he collects limited edition Monopolies, and Monopolies with very specific game rules or designs. He will collect those. And then I think the most recent collection he's got is a pop-up books with very interesting, like if it's cut out in a very specific manner, he collects those too. So he's been collecting very interesting things. They're not things that I think most people I know collect, but definitely very interesting things. And he's amassed quite a number of collection that when he was showing me the setup in his house, he literally just has shelves and cupboards just full of display of these things. It's impressive. But anyway, the reason why we went to the thrift shop was because he was like, oh, I do occasionally have like really good finds in the thrift shop, and let's just go there and check it out. So okay, we're walking to the thrift shop, and when we get there, he goes into his own little section itself, because he's just literally scouring for like any books he could buy, any of these cards. And then I go and I walk right next to what looks like the DVD section with a bunch of interesting things. Okay, and at the top, okay, and it's 2 copies of the same material, but at the top of it was this picture. So if you've not seen it on Twitter, I'm just gonna let you guys know that it's available on Twitter. I'm not going to be showing it here for fear of it being taken down, because it's R18, you know, it's R18, but I can talk about it. I'm not just going to show the photo. But essentially, the
box read love symbol, and it's written in Mandarin, but like the second line was basically goes, boys make good pets, with a girl, what looked like an image of a girl ordering a boy who was sort of like walking about like a pet dog. Yeah, and I was like, wait, what? And there's two copies of it. So I took the first photo itself for you guys. Like, I thought like half of you on Twitter were gonna like freak out over the photo anyway, or like you'll be like, Myu, this sus thing, did you do it? I feel like you guys were gonna do that anyway, so I was just like, I'm just snapping a photo and posting it up on the interwebs, and I didn't like think too much about it, right? And then the friend comes by, he notices the box, he laughs at it too, then flips it to the back, and then you know what's at the back? So if you guys have seen the 6ix9ine post, it was basically a 6ix9ine post, and the caption for it read, eat well every day. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're eating very well, alright? You're eating very well. I'm like, oh my god. And he's like, yeah, I'm taking a photo of that too. And I'm like, no, I'm not taking a photo of that, man. That I think is a little too much for me. Like, sus aside, like I will laugh at it, but no. And then he was like, I guess curiosity got the better of him. And he's like, okay, this box is very interesting. And there's two. It's not even one box there. It was two of that there, right? Picks up the box, starts shaking it, and then all we hear is this little sound of like, I don't know, it feels like brown balls of some kind, okay? A pretty light balls, but balls of some kind rolling inside that box, because you could shake it and you hear like ka-chak, 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 ka-chak sound, you know it's balls like hit the walls. Man, that sounds sus in this context because you guys can't see it, but it was there. That was exactly like what it was. I was just sitting there going like, God, the craziest things that get donated to a thrift shop. And then I had this moment of myself just looking at that. Don't call me out on being sus, okay? I'm not that sus. I'm pointing out a story that was sus. But like, that was this moment of me just looking at that box, right? Looking at that box. Boop, boop. But wow, this is all totally say so chat. It is totally say so chat. What are you talking about? It is totally say so chat. It is say so chat. But it was just hilarious because you know, this is like one of those weird things that you find at a thrift shop, and my question is, you know, given the fact that we're in Malaysia, Malaysia's like very holy and tall, like you don't see these things available easily anywhere, everywhere, right? What went in the thrift shop owner's head when they put it out there? Because it wasn't like it was it was conspicuously hidden in a corner where no one could see it. It was basically the video section. It was placed on top of like a bunch of discs at the very, very top where anyone could see that image there. Like, holy crap, like I just looked down and there it was. And I'm like, man, can you imagine? Because this was open, right? This is an open thrift shop in the middle of a shopping mall. Like, that shopping mall is a bit dead, but like it's still available. Anyone could walk by past it. In fact, right, this thrift shop was positioned really nicely in a corner, but it was accessible via lifts. So escalators, and it was on the way to go to the loo. So it was on the way to go to the toilet itself. So if you wanted to access a male or female toilet, it was just next door. Can you imagine any kids walking by and they're like, I want to look at toys or like I like to check out books, happens to look at the CD section and see that. Damn, son. Damn. Like, I don't know. Would they have gotten a rude awakening? I mean, I've got to post it back to you guys. Do you think it would have been a rude awakening if they suddenly just went to that section and suddenly saw that? Because I feel like it would have been. I feel like they would have been completely shocked, surprised by what they've seen and be like, Mommy, what's this? Man, the chaos would have struck. The chaos would have struck. I mean, you could buy Yabe things or Shopee. Those things aren't actually allowed. Okay. I think Shopee and Lazada, because Lazada is part of this, yes, Lazada and Shopee are really interesting because from what I've seen so far, it is age restricted, so it's actually based on your age itself. I've seen kids try to go on Shopee and Lazada, and apparently they don't actually get access to those sections because you have to put in your age, by the way, when you register for the app. So I'm fairly sure there are certain things where they recognize immediately and go like, yep, this is yabe, we can't put this here, you can't get access to this, we're gonna like move it across. It's like, so like, yeah, as yabai as it is, like it's gotta like, it doesn't really get, thankfully it doesn't really get to a moment where everyone's like, oh shit, like boing. Like, damn it. I remember buying my first adult toy in front of 12-year-olds. Wait, what? Boop, hang on. Boop, give us a reminder first. Are you Malaysian? Are you Malaysian? And also, my question is, you bought it in front of 12-year-olds? Hang on a second. Dude, this is a story in the making here. I want to hear this right now. Like, bruh, despite the fact that this has got to be an accident because I don't think anyone in their right mind would actually buy a toy in front of a 12-year-old, like a, adult toy in front of a 12-year-old. I'm like, hang on a second. And just so you know, this is recorded, but like I like need to make sure like we know what the topic is first, okay? Like again, keep in mind that this is pretty yabe, but did it in SEA? You're not Malay, but you did it in SEA, okay? Now my question to you is, how did this occur that you ended up buying from 12-year-olds? Many people are selling yabai toys on Facebook. Well, I mean, it's not just Facebook, like if you know where to search, you can actually search out all these like hidden little sites that apparently you put in an order and then they wrap it up in black paper and then they deliver it to you. But again, like, hang on, you bought one in front of a 12-year-old. I have questions right now. I have questions, Boop. The only time I can imagine that it's a toy that you bought by accident in front of a 12-year-old was because Watson's. And I'm saying this because I saw it in Taiwan as well. Okay, it's basically out there. So Watson's itself was selling what they call like those toys that were supposedly beginner-friendly toys, right? Beginner-friendly adult toys, but it's not. It doesn't go into anything too deep. But like, it was out there in the open for anyone to pick up one and buy. Like Watson's. Watson is probably the only one I've seen so far who's done it, and that was done in Taiwan. I saw it in Malaysia as well recently, and I was like, shh. Well, not super recent, as in like not immediately now. It was like a few years back, but like even when I saw it in Malaysia, I was like, this shit. Like, what the hell? Why would people do that? I hate to admit it, but you mistook a shop in Singapore as a candy store. I thought that is illegal in Singapore. The fact that there are shops for that in Singapore, hang on a second. Pretty much it was on a market square. Okay, so you say it's a market square. Selling random knickknacks, rabbit. It's a rabbit toy! Random knickknacks at a market square. Holy shit! I don't know where in SEA that was, but holy fracamole! I am so... why would they do that in front? It's a common area where anyone can walk by! Holy shit! Oh my good lord. I bet all the parents were like, oh my god, I'm gonna walk, I can't pass this. Like, if you know, you know. Okay, if you know, you know, and you use, you knew. So can you imagine parents exchanging looks at each other like, yeah, let's move it, I'm gonna walk away. Me, my rabbits. Yeah, rabbits are adorable, don't they? Rabbits are adorable. The say-so-friendly rabbits are adorable. I know those kind of toys are categorized from beginner to hardcore. They are. It depends. It goes down a very, very interesting scale of 1 to 10. Yep, very, very interesting one. I mean, you gotta go enter one to like see it before the world. just going back up, Aru did ask, like, how does one accidentally buy these things? Very funnily enough, it's actually possible to accidentally buy something like that, especially if you have no idea what they are. I have seen people prank others, innocent people pranking others to buy bullets. And I'm like, what? No, you don't. But to be fair, that's not here. That's not here itself. So like, so thankfully that's not gonna happen. But like, yeah, rampant rabbit, let's go. Weapon, yeah. What the hell? Kids need to know that kind of toys early, maybe at 15 to 16. But I think 15 and 16 is still too early, guys. I mean, that you know, those kind of things at that age, they're still too, I wouldn't say that they're too young, but I think that the knowledge and understanding of it is like and given the fact that, you know, being raised up in like an Asian country, not a lot of people are exposed to those things. In fact, like, I don't think any parents out there will want to keep those things. It's like, oh my god, it's very shameful to show to your kids. Like, holy shit, what if your kids find this? So like, I know most Asian parents wouldn't actually keep these kind of toys. So, you know, those kind of things, like, hang on, buddy. Excusez-moi? So 15 to 16, I mean, like, yes and no. I guess, like, maybe if it's in an educational setting, teaching them would, like, work out. I would feel like it would really work out like that, because, like, kids don't know what that is, right? Like, I honestly, like, you know, okay, to be fair, I think that kids these days are more exposed, right? I think we don't, in the back then, okay, I use back then liberally because, you know, unless you know my age, you know my age. So, but there's a lot of things like back when, right, when all these things came out, I remember like the shock and horror of adults around me going like, holy shit, what did you learn? And then like people freaking out over the fact that I learned something that apparently for my age was a little too young. Like, and I remember like the exposure to like condoms, right? Condoms was something that you only like you would think sexual education would expose you to. I mean, like, overseas, when I talk to people about sex education, they tell me interesting stories, and I'm like, holy shit, you guys were young when you learned this. But that was not the case. Like, sex education here in Malaysia at the time was all about like, let's talk about women discharge and male discharge, and why at a certain age when a woman starts having her discharge or in adult menstruation, you stay the fuck away from guys. If a guy comes near you and tries to touch you, remember to blow a whistle and beep beep the shit out of them. It was like that was the kind of education you had. There was nothing about the birds and the bees. There was nothing about like, let's teach you about sex protection, what it means to use a condom, how does sex reproduction work. No, we learned it in a scientific way where it's like, this is your organs, this is A, B, C, D, E. That's it. Like, there's nothing there about like actual sex education per se. So like, yeah, I remember the exposure was so late that I looked at it and was like, wait, what? What the heck is this? Oh, looks it out on the internet. Oh, okay, well, internet's my friend. You know, internet's my friend. Internet's my lifelong teacher. Remove mommy. There's something different like that. Yeah, there is. There's a lot of difference out there in this world. Okay, so going back to like the conversations, imagine the FBI. Wait, Boop knows the store that Aru is talking about? Hang on. You've been there together as well? Guys, you guys need to like let me know the placement so I can visit it. Cause like here, Malaysia, I don't think I've seen a physical one. I've been to a physical one in Australia. Very interesting to walk into physical shops, by the way. Very, very interesting. But like, I think the Asian side of myself, you know, the shame expression. Yeah, you know, the bit where everyone's so ashamed and shy about these things, right? I think that was my expression, like walking into a shop right now, and then like my face was flush red, like the Asian flush red, going like, oh my god, why am I here? How what do I do? How do I admit? Like, I'm just going in because I'm curious. I didn't have that feeling when I was in Japan though. I guess like maybe because there's a lot more Japanese people around, and it was like this shop, this sex toy shop was like right next to Akihabara station exit. Okay, that was like in the land of Mecha, anime Mecha, or was just right smack there. It's like, man, I don't have to feel ashamed. It's not Akihabara. I just pretend I'm like one of those anime people who decided to like, you know, explore that side of the world to just check it out. Yo. So, but like, imagine FBI licensing this is gonna be like ladies that with goddamn story. That's true. To be honest with you, that isn't even a story for me. That is a Tuesday. That's a Tuesday? Man, you have a lot of interesting stories. I need to learn and hear more of it from you. Rubber flavored candies? Aru, what? No. What the heck? What? No, we don't learn it the way you do. What? You guys learn it real fast, man. It's the same, yeah, Xiaomi would understand because like that's not a thing like you get exposure of it. It's just more like it's really a kind of conversation that people are intimidated to sort of like talk about or share about. And like I think one of the things I found really interesting is especially when it comes to like talking about this kind of education, right? Is that we come from a very traditional mindset or government or institution where the idea is that you kind of learn it when you, I don't know, have your first relationship. And you know, and a lot of it, especially like because we do have laws enacted to for the protection of the local Malays. I would say like for the protection for the Muslims itself. So essentially like what would happen is that they don't actually approve of intersexual relationships before marriage. Now Xiaomi can correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not sure if Indonesia is as strict as we are here, but intersexual relationships was not a thing. Like you could not get into an intersexual relationship if you're not married. And so there used to be crackdown and raids in Malaysia itself when it comes down to like the Muslims having a relationship before marriage. As in like they haven't done nikah, they haven't like as in like they haven't done exchange of vows or anything, and these police would do raids at hotels to literally nap these poor souls. And yeah, I feel bad for them because like they don't get to explore their sexuality and they need to be holy at the door just to to get with their partner. Now I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, okay? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying is that like that's something that they have to go through, and so it's understandable that kind of like lends into the education, into the sex education that we have here. Because the idea is that it's not something that you learn before that. And so I'm fairly sure a lot of parents kind of give the talk only on the day of marriage itself. Which is a little awkward, but like, you get the talk on the day of marriage itself. Oh, a lot of people will go like, just ask your friends, you just ask your friends. You figure it out. I love how like some people actually really do say you figure it out there. Yours is at Simlim Square. Okay, well, now I know where to look at Simlim Square. Why the G population is blowing up here? Yep. Well, okay. I've been proven that Indonesia and Malaysians are one and the same after all. We are siblings anyway. We are sibling countries. So it's understandable why some of the things that we would practice or believe in would be, or like certain ways we run a country, even in terms of like sex education is the same. I was taught in the States, we were taught safe sex and abstinence a year later. What? Get out. Wait, hang on. So basically, they teach you about sex education in the sense of like what sex is, the condoms and everything, and then only 1 year later, it's safe sex and abstinence? Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, what? Shouldn't safe sex and abstinence be the first thing you're taught? And I ask this because maybe I might be misunderstanding what you're describing to me, so I do want a clarification there, just in case like, I suddenly like jump the gun and be like, oh my god, what's wrong with the Americans? Which I do not want to do that, okay? I don't want to do that. Seems extremely restrictive. Like, what if they're legally in a relationship? Yeah, but if they're legally in a relationship, it's not a problem. But if they're not, then it's an issue that every couple in apartments, boarding houses, hotels, ID'd, authorized, that's correct. And so I remember that I blew out of proportion because the 1 year that they did it, I think lawyers got involved in it because they were saying that it wasn't just like the locals that had been harassed. There were some tourists that excellently got into it as well, and it was saying like how can you determine this? This doesn't make sense to a lot of people as well, you know. Again, it's all about the education or the kind of expectation it is. If you're coming from a very religious country like Malaysia, Indonesia, I'm fairly sure even in the Arabs it's the same thing. Virginity is really prized, especially for these kind of traditional religious families. Like virginity is really prized. It's the most prized possession a woman can have, and to give that away freely and not to the husband first, like that's a huge deal. That's a huge deal. Consensual is not a thing. Only marriage status is accepted. Yep, that's right. Safe sex in year 5, year 6 abstinence. Oh, okay. Interesting. So year 5 safe sex, year 6 abstinence. Is there any education towards for the girls when it comes to unwanted pregnancy? Because I feel like that's kind of like a topic that I'm fairly sure would come out. Given the fact that there can always be like a high, like an accidental rate of these things, what it kind of like, I guess, how do they formulate these sexual educations? I'm curious because like again, like we don't get that kind of education here, right? And so trying to understand like how it's actually being done, and I'm just, I guess like I would like to know like how would we fare? How would like us in the Southeast Asian region fare going through this kind of education? Shall we? One priest even said you better bring your marriage certificate everywhere you go. Yep. I mean the marriage certificate thing, definitely. I feel like that was also the thing here where it was expected that if you were like getting married soon, you kind of like need to have registered at an agency so that way nothing happens if you get screwed in. But I kid you not, like this issue, it blows out of hand here. It crosses over. Even celebrities cannot escape this, you know. When the police come knocking, like you can't run. You know, again, like there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that it is very strict. Well, yeah and no. They typically just ignore whenever a girl gets pregnant, but the school have free daycare. What? No way. So even though they teach about safe sex, there's nothing about like a care towards a girl if she gets an unwanted pregnancy. There's nothing like, oh my god, what? Via educational videos? What? Okay, now this is the bit where I'm like, educational videos, I think they're better than having puppets do it for you. Do you want to see puppets? Nah, yeah, no. You know what would be educational if they don't do show that, and or like I know some people say, oh, you should just watch like real life, you know, shitings. I'm like, no. don't even learn it from there. You know why? Because they're unrealistic. But like, I mean, if they did it as a cartoon, you know, if they gave me like a hit thing, but yeah, I would have enjoyed watching. I would have enjoyed it watching in cartoon form, because you know why? I can absorb it and go like, that's a fantasy. It's not real. It's hard for me to answer because every state is different in the US. My state was illegal for abortion when I was a student. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's true. I think abortion was illegal for a lot of states actually. Even in fact, like the recent overturning of the abortion laws was such a huge deal because a lot of people thought they had finally won, and women had the right to their bodies, and then suddenly it just overturned, and it was not fair. Wait, what? What? Banana? Excuse me. Wait. For men, a male and female toy? Hang on a second. I'm assuming the banana is the female. Was to educate you on the M? What? The entire class is in the same room? Excuse me? Wait, hang on. So were they teaching the boys how to like stroke up and down a banana? As in like boys and girls how to stroke a banana up and down? I mean, does it get to the point where you eat the banana? Man, overseas sex education is like really scary right now. How to put on the condom? Just protection. Oh, okay, I thought like they were like, oh yeah, you kids that do not know how to do this, let's teach you like how to stroke it up and down. Here's a banana. Hold your hand in a certain angle. Please do not hold it too hard. If you hold it too hard, squish, comes out all the insides. You know, things like that. What pills to take? Okay, not bad, not bad. You're studying even during a public holiday? Wow, shall we? I am impressed. I'm impressed. I'm very, very proud of you for studying in the middle of a public holiday. Because you know why? It means that when your results come out, you'll be amazing. What are you imagining? I mean, I have to ask because it was so bizarre. Like, why would you bring the banana there? What were you going to do next? Besides, you know, I mean, aside from like squishing, and they said they had a male and female toy, right? I'm like wondering myself, like, so do you teach them how to like put the banana into like the male and female toy? Too great to be understood. No, but no, seriously, I'm like just trying to imagine it. I'm like, oh, so the banana gets, I don't know, an education. And then you learn how to eat the banana. And I'm assuming how to like enjoy a banana without being too hard on the banana? Question mark. That my brain was just like going like question mark, question mark, question mark. Boom, I'm so sorry. We have ads. We have ads here for anyone who is not a subscriber. I'm so sorry. So if we get ads every couple like half an hour ish plus or so, it's because like it's actually done for anyone who's non-subscriber. So if it's a subscriber, you won't get those. Hi, welcome back, Zeno. You're missing a very, very interesting conversation, but welcome back. Not the M. They touch on other forms of contraceptives, diseases, mutual M, O, and so on. Was actually educational. It was Indigo. What? Come on, don't ad block me, man. I only get to earn this peanut money because like people don't subscribe to me, so like let me earn my peanut money from ads. If you're going to like do that to me, you might as well just let me have my peanuts money, because I need those peanuts money to go into like my model, all the extra games. Do you not want me to play more games? Unblock. Support me, damn it. It's sex education, you, not marriage counseling. How's that got to do with marriage counseling? I mean, like, just play free games. Not gonna lie, there's not a lot of free games out there that I see that's interesting. At least not ones that are non-horror. Like, I swear majority of them are horror games. Kinda wanna, like... Anyway, that's the point. But, like... No, for reals, like, I'm like, that's the point, right? It's sex education. So like, when you think of like sex education, you really think like they're gonna teach you like A to Z, like a dictionary. It's like, before you know it, they come up with like Kama Sutra. It's like, here's the Kama Sutra. Study each position from A to Z. This is your sex education right now, and we were going to describe to you why A to Z, out of all these super moves, which ones are non-practical, what you never see, and what you think you assume you see, but you never see. Like, that's really what I thought sex education was about, guys. I'm so sorry. We don't have it here, so like, my brain is like, what sex education? You know, my brain is spinning in like 101 directions right now. It's like the worst. Making us research disease was both an eye-opener and also disturbing. I didn't mean the 7 C's this time. That's today's tea time title. Human Reproduction 101, legit. I mean, it is. It's kind of is. Like, that's basically what the conversation is about. It's kind of like human reproduction, like learning and understanding human reproduction, or the sex education is very, very different overseas. But then also legit, like at the same time, it's like, what if, like, oh my god, secret time, Myu. Is it? Is it secret time? Are we getting secret lessons? From Thrift Shop to Biology. It's 6 ways there. It was like the main topic anyway. It was going to segue into that topic all along. Thrifting while learning biology. That is true. Thrifting while learning biology. We're actually learning a bit about biology and understanding how the kids should be exposed to it at an early age. No, I kid you not. Please do not expose kids to an early age, okay? No. But yeah, like for reals. Wait, you had to research these diseases? Excuse me, was it part of, like, did you have to do for your presentation to actually, like, put up, like, the illnesses, the actual image of the illnesses as well, so that kids could actually, like, so that you could be educated in class? Like, I'm curious, like, when you were researching it, was it a thing? Because, like, I can almost imagine that everyone, like, being squeamish looking at, like, the images of, like, the, you know, the diseases that both men and women could potentially get from unprotected sex. I'm not ashamed of saying it, by the way. It's just I sometimes shy out from saying certain words. Anglican school. I don't think just because you're in an Anglican school does not mean that everyone's open-minded. That's what I would like to say, okay? I don't think that everyone's open-minded just because you're in an Anglican school. I think, like, the instant you have these kind of topics, all of a sudden everyone is either like, holy shit, tell me more! Or they're like, and you know, again, I think that's an expectation that your parents would kind of like educate you on this. Like, you would go to your parents and be like, hey ma, in school I was like, the teacher's talking about something with red that overflows from women. What's that supposed to be? Because I never saw that before. And then your parents will just sit you down and have a long conversation about the birds and bees. And they won't, although with parents, they're not that straightforward or forthcoming about it. They mostly use, they'll use any analogy as long as it's like, you know, low-key things that they're not saying out in front of you. You don't see the birds and bees as taboo, by the way. Well, of course, the birds and bees are not taboo, Aru. I mean, like, you have got to live through it, right? Everyone has to live through it, right? How to shop in red districts without STDs. I don't think that's something they would teach in sex education. That'd be interesting, but I don't think so. And I think that anyone who teaches that kind of a topic is so going to get screwed over, even worse than like anything I've just mentioned on stream right now. The first time your dad told you 4 years old, that was way too young. Hang on. So you heard him saying he satisfied his girlfriend so much she couldn't walk. And I was like, hell yeah, Dad, you wrestle her good, huh? And he was like, it wasn't that type of wrestling. Oh man, the wrestle joke. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh my gosh. An actual PowerPoint remind. I mean, I might teach that to my kids. And excuse me, how old are they going to be when you teach them that? And my question is, like, when it comes to like how and to what degree are you expecting to teach your kids? Now, keep in mind again that I do feel that with the internet right now, everyone's getting exposed really early on. I remember, like, even on some of the BL Discord that I'm in. So yes, I am on a lot of Boy Love Discord groups, fan groups. And everyone chats about everything, right? And we're seeing like a flood of 12-year-olds in there, and it scares the heck out of half of us who are, you know, on the mature age side onwards. So anyone who is like 18 and older, a lot of people are like looking at these 12-year-olds going like, oh my god, they should not be here. They shouldn't even have access to NSFW's like channels. Like, holy shit. And you know, kids, they don't want to admit their age, right? So you just have to perma-block everyone until like, they come up and tell you an age, and then you judge them based on like how they write, because 12-year-olds, they got a way of writing that you know it's 12-year-olds, and you're like, yeah, I gotta protect you guys. Like, I don't care what you say. Like, yo, I've been exposed. It's fine. It's like, I think the adults here do not want to get in legal trouble at all, and none of us want to get in legal trouble, frankly. Well, it depends. I mean, I might. Wait, no matter. Oh wait, sorry, I moved like too far up. No matter how say-so one is, we still gotta learn how to pump petrol into the tank. No. See, learning how to pump petrol into the tank, that's something when you reach 18, and when you started learning how to drive, then you learn how to pump the petrol into the tank. Until then, you're not legally allowed to pump petrol into the tank. You don't even have a license, bro. In sex education, when they explain risks of unprotected sex, it's not only about pregnancy, mostly about spreading disease like STD or HIV, which is not something we get that education with. I really want to be clear again, we don't have that. In fact, like STD, HIV, we weren't even exposed on a biology level to understand about that thing. Not even in science. At least like for like at that time when I was learning in high school. And I'm not surprised if kids right now don't even learn that, are still not learning it. So like STD, HIV, what was that? Like until you hit college, you had no fucking clue what that was. Heck, can anyone even like actually explain the full term of STD or HIV? Like for myself, I don't even know the full term, what STD actually stands for. I know that STD is a sex disease. I don't know what's an acronym for it, okay? Like, what the heck is that? Oh god, wrestling. Don't remind me of the wrestling match at the hotel you stayed in. What? Oh, yeah. If you go to any of those, like, low-budget hotels, you hear wrestling all the time. You hear the walls banging all the time. It's impressive. I visited a friend who was staying in those hostels in Australia, and in Melbourne, actually. They came down from Sydney for a con, and I visited them, and the hostel isn't bad. It's just the inside I hear the pop. I'm like, what the heck? And that's why I was complaining about it, because like I was in Singapore in a hotel that isn't a budget, and it's in the middle of a religious district, like a whole road full of churches and like Buddhist temples, and I'm hearing a Russian couple like having sexy fun time. Like, oh god, I just want to sleep. This isn't Final Fantasy anymore. This is a Just Chat stream. It is a Just Chat stream. I don't recall this being Final Fantasy. Wasn't this a Just Chat stream all along? Hang on, guys. Now I'm panicking. Hang on. Let me go back real quick to check, because I'm fairly sure this was supposed to be Just Chat anyway. Oh my god, it said Final Fantasy. I am so sorry, guys. Holy shit. Oh no. Anyone coming here for Final Fantasy, I am so sorry. You just got bombarded by like some random thing. Guys, you should have just told me earlier, damn it! Damn you guys! Don't leave me till this last minute! Oh my god! I mean, I started doing chat rooms when I was 10. IRC. I was in those chat rooms. I had the ASL thing. I had someone who had no idea that I was underage because I was pretending to be older when I was learning how to play that from an older lady. That I was underage, and therefore when they actually like, you know, was chatting with me, they started teaching me the M, and by coincidence, this person happened to be in the same area, by the way, in their hotel room, and I was at a CC in that place, in that like hotel resort place, but in the CC, that same CC in that area. I was like, yeah, this is getting one step too far. I didn't understood what was going on, but I realized instinctively, like, I think I'm getting involved in something on the internet. I have no idea what's going on, and I better like pull back and get the fuck out of here. Like, GTFO. I was 12, by the way. It's like, can you imagine like the danger warning signs that was like sparking in my head? It's like, oh my god. Myu is 100% say so streamer. I am 100% say so streamer, okay? Will somebody think of the children? We are all thinking of the children. Kieran, you're sad? Well, hello, Kieran. Welcome to the channel. Why are you sad? People be legit say no. Sexually, HIV is human immunodeficiency virus. Well, thank you so much. And STI is Pyrotechnical International. Yeah, well done. Sorry, YouTube had too much delay for me. No, come in. Kind of the reason why I joined, to be honest. God damn it, guys! I'm so sorry. Biggest streamer after 15 minutes been there. I thought every people should have EXP that experience that. Shh! I'm so sorry. No. The Final Fantasy 9 will happen. It's just not today. I'm so sorry. So for those who are regulars on my channel, they will know that I typically do my Just Chat streams on Sunday itself. So we have this kind of educational moment where we have a discussion about everything. So I'm so sorry. It's not Final Fantasy. My bad. Okay, the conversation right now is about sex education overseas and just sort of understanding, I guess, like learning things, because it it's not something we have yet. Yes, it kind of like started out with like me talking about like the image that I took and I posted on Twitter, but we're all talking about sex education, and it's great that you guys are teaching me and educating me on like how it works overseas. Pranked, imagine a Zidane reference here. Why must you hurt me this way? I didn't hurt you this way on purpose. I swear it was not on purpose to hurt you that way. But you know, somewhere there's a monkey that waiting for you with like his 2 daggers. Swishbuckling. Gomen asai! Gomen asai! Gomen! Alright. No, hang on. Let's go back to the topic. So like, yeah. So as I mentioned, you know, sexual transmitted diseases, right? These kind of things. It's not something that you actually learned about it. Like, you know, it's not like we get an education in it either. And I bet you there were a lot of people at that time, especially because we didn't have proper sex education. And there are, and I'm guaranteeing you there were a lot of people who would have done like. Would have gotten in relationships at that age and had no fucking clue like they were potentially going to catch a sexual disease, or they could have potentially been pregnant. Like none of them would have known that. And this is kind of a criticism towards sex education in Malaysia in a way, like because we are so religious that we try to like shy away from having a conversation, that we don't end up like learning what it means, you know, to go through that. I mean, I kid you not, I feel like majority of us at that time literally only learned it from scouring the internet and getting exposed to hentai. You know, whether it was like through an anime, whether it's through doujins, whether it's just through manga, like that was like the first exposure you got. And then the next exposure you would get would be if you were, I don't know, I guess like at a pasar malam, night market, and the illegal CD or DVD seller there, you know, pirates. We were, I have to admit, like Malaysia was like a huge pirate country, so like you could easily buy those at the night market. There were night markets and there was always someone selling this, right? And you would go there and it was guaranteed there would be one table. Okay, all the other tables would be like maybe all the blockbuster hits, all the TV series. You want an anime, pirated animes from like Hong Kong. It was there. Hong Kong as in Cantonese dubs, okay? Japanese anime, but with Cantonese dubs was there. And then one table with these sexy, slutty, dressing looking women all ready for you to buy a disc for 10 ringgit only. DVD, steal deal, buy 3, get it for 15 ringgit, for 20 ringgit, yo. I remember it was just dumb. We do have crackdowns on that, and it's hilarious to get caught up in the middle of a crackdown. Like the instant the police kind of like show up, everyone's like scurries away, and that's when you get your free disc. You know, you pinch a bunch of it because you know they're gonna cut their loss, you know, these people need to run anyway. So like you might as well pinch these discs and then you run away with those discs as well. It was a thing. It was a thing. But like that, I really feel like that was like how most people would get exposed to it, because they're like, oh, I go to the night market, I pick this up, this looks interesting, put it in. What am I watching right now? It's like, Choco, nani kore? It was just hilarious, just like that's actually a thing. So yeah, sexually transmitted infections. Thank you so much for confirming that, Ara. Euphoria is your first. Well, thank you so much for letting us know what was your first. And yeah, they should just tell kids that they could get pregnant from holding hands. No, please don't. Please don't get kids riled up, because like not giving them proper information as well can, I mean, yes, we got to slowly protect their minds so that they don't go a bit cray-cray, or like they realize that the things that they're learning is not something they should be learning. But like, let's be a little bit more honest with the kids. Let's be a bit more realistic. Let's not give them the fairy tales portion of it, you know? I mean, it's like the stock and babies, you know, the one where they go like, oh, a stock abandoned you in front of my doorstep. Like that's what like parents tell the kids about how they got babies. I'm like, why? Because like some of them are gonna grow up really imagining, hoping that a stock would drop by the next sibling, you know. How do you explain that? No, please don't. Just to be fair, I got most of my information because I had older siblings. Oh, you had older siblings. Well, yeah, I think like when you have older siblings, it's a lot easier to learn and that information or get that information, and that way, you know, you kind of get educated. And it's good because like they know what is the right age to kind of educate you. I say kind of because like it's still like you make me want to share another secret. Yes, please share the secret with us. Again, I always would like to say that my space is a safe space, is an educational space. So when you're coming in here, we do talk about cultural differences. We do talk about the different mindsets towards things. And it's not meant to be punishing towards anyone. It's not meant to be hurtful to anyone, because... And I will admit there are a lot of prejudices out there, and so I just want to highlight and point out that, you know, it's common if someone comes up and says something with a certain prejudice mindset, but that's because those are thoughts that are formed in a certain environment, whether it's cultural exposure, whether it's a country base, you know, there's a lot of things out there. So keep in mind that if anyone says something that's, you know, against what you believe or against what you've thought all along, keep an open mind. Don't come out and be like mean to them or anything. Just read, understand, and see what they have to say, because you know, it teaches you things. You learn something. You always learn something. Expose your kids to that also. It's lit. No, Dawn. No, Dawn. I'm a bailout. Okay, bye bye. Shall we? Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you. Catch you later. Bye bye. So they tried to mislabel this on purpose. Really? I don't know about mislabeling this on purpose, because I have not actually seen that happen before with the discs, like with the discs that I've seen when I was overseas. So no, I definitely have not seen that. I've definitely not seen that. It's interesting that you were saying that. I really would like to check that out, man. Like, I would really like to check that out and just see like what's that all about. Okay, and to like, hit it off. Let's talk about other things as well. Let's talk about other things as well. Okay, wait. I disappeared for a moment. Oh, go man. Okay, hang on. Let's see what you have to say. Okay, secret time. When I was growing up and I started noticing opposite sex, my dad noticed it, and he did the most responsible thing he could think of. He showed me my first AV. Except this AV was the most hardcore BS. Holy mama! Hang on. Boop. Tell me this, and this is something I'm really interested in. I assume that like that was because that was his interest, right? Like I'm assuming that that was your dad's interest. That's why if you got exposed to it, unfortunately, I really wish he had exposed you to something more tame or like fantasy team or something. But like, was it an interesting? Like, was he really into that kind of genre? Good to have a king shame-free zone. Yes, a good king shame-free zone. So guys, if you have interest, just stop. It's not my dad's interest. It's a fear tactic. Oh no! Oh no! I think I know where that's coming from. That's kind of like the one where they scare you so much that like you don't actually want to do it. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, that's not normal. It's not normal. But I find it a very interesting tactic that your dad used. I think that generally are parents out there who are like, okay, my kid's getting exposed too early. I don't want them to think that it's all fluff. Because like some people be like, oh my god, I'm so addicted. And you don't want. I think that that's something that you really need is like you can't have kids get super exposed to these sort of things because they get addicted too early. When they get addicted too early, you can, they might become a sex fiend. That's not what you want. I feel like all parents have that fear. It's like, oh my god, my kid can't be exposed to like this. Otherwise, like, I'm not doing my responsibility as a parent. And I think that's a good thing. Although, even exposing you to any videos of that kind is like, jokes on him. No, I just calling at my fingers. Wait, no. I bet you it's the joke on him is just more of like, now you have realized that the only waifu that deserves your love and attention is the anime waifus. What's this about real humans? they have scary things. They do scary stuff. No, I just use my imagination. I've got anime figures. Oh my god. Instant laughter right there. So very, very interesting. Anyway, I really do feel that like a lot of these kind of conversations, this kind of pieces, it like happens so much. And I really find it fascinating, like how every parent kind of like handles it differently. I love how different people, depending on where you are, you know, like holy crap, it's like so interesting how we tackle from it, like the experience you get. I think like I will say watching it, like because my exposure to like, you know, to those kind of content was really from H doujins, and unfortunately I got exposed to BL first. Oh my god, like so terrible. I got exposed to BL when I was 13, and like that was my exposure to it. And no, it was BL, but then I also had like, I was given a disc by a 12-year-old. So I was 13, but I was given a disc by a 12-year-old who was making money out of like burning these things, right? Like I don't ask me. I think that at that age we're more liberal and we don't really think too much about it. We're like, whoa, so industrious, clap. But I was given this, which I paid 50 ringgit for. Why did I pay? I don't know, it was just a scam. But like 50 ringgit doujins. And I remember they had a mix of like Final Fantasy 9, which I kid you know, I think like I freaked out like imagining like my favorite couple, like Dagger and Zillion were doing it. Like I remember like clicking on that doujin and I was like, what the hell is this shit? So yes, we did come back to FF9 anime. But like I freaked out and I could not continue reading it. But I remember like seeing the BL ones, which was slam downs and Yamane Ayano. I remember that Yamane Ayano, because I started like, I fell in love with Yamane Ayano first, and I think that she is until today like one of my favorite mangakas, only because I got exposed too early to her doujins. But it was really interesting to actually read that, and I remember the shame, the shock, and the horror when it hit me at that time, because I had no idea what it was, and you couldn't like, it's not like you could go up to your parents and go like, hey, I accidentally read this, check this out, and like, yeah, it was just no way you could have talked about it. Like again, Asian environment, no way. And I loved that eventually I overcame it, but like even then I still couldn't talk about it. I couldn't talk about it with my friends, couldn't talk with a lot of people. It accidentally read. In a way, it was like accidentally read, but it did give me a delusion. It gave me a certain, I guess, like idea of what I thought sex was like. And I remembered, like, in terms of getting in a relationship, right? I didn't expect that it's not the same, right? You watch these shows or you read these comics and you'll go like, oh, it's really fast. Oh, it's supposed to like hit that high note that you go like straight to heaven, that kind of feeling. And I'm like, oh. And you know, like not all of these actually show them like using a condom, right? And it's always like, you know, when I was watching it, when I was reading it, I was like, what is this piece? What am I looking at? Okay, is that what it's supposed to be? And then you get into an actual relationship, or you actually embark on that mystical journey, and then you realize that, hang on, this is not the same. This is actually not the same. And these guide to sex education, I think in a way, yes, it is my guide to sex education. Yeah, like remind me to rebrand like the actual life chat, the discussion on YouTube. I'm gonna like change the title and the description there, so at least it's a little bit more clear of the conversation, because this is something that I'll probably like snip like bits and pieces from this video, because there's a lot of things here that I think like it's educational for people, right? It's a lot like what you think is in fantasy, and if that's your first exposure to it, fantasy, or even like, you know, even if it's a real life like porn that you're watching off the internet, you start to realize that that's all an illusion. It's not real. When you embark on that mystical quest, it's so different. The thing that, yeah, it's not, you know, And then I feel like there's a lot of people that get disheartened because that's that delusion that, you know, when you watch it, you're like, I expect this to happen. This reality is that it's not. Am I doing it wrong? Like suddenly you blame yourself. You know, you blame yourself like, hey, hang on, I see this as possible and achievable there, but why? Why am I not going through that? It's a sad feeling if you go through that, and I feel like that's how a lot of people get very dissatisfied with their body as well. And this is not about and disappointed with sex is one thing, but like your body now becomes a problem because you're like, I should be able to do this. Why is my body not functioning this way? Oh, I should react like this. Why is my body not functioning this way? I see this thing happening. Why is it, like, for example, why do I have a gag reaction, right? When I'm supposed to be doing something that looks enjoyable when I see it on screen, but, like, reality is I don't feel that way. So, you know, it kind of hits high. No, thank you so much, Boop, for stopping by. It's great to have that chat, and thank you for sharing the story as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is lovely to hear from your side, and I appreciate it so much. Have a good day today. Happy Sunday, and may the rest of today be great. Going back and having a look at the other parts of the conversations itself, though, yeah, like, I spent a lot of money on figurines as well, so I've been there, done that. I just stopped because I don't have the funds to continue it. I swear, it's really hard. Figurines, I love figurines. Gosh, if I could own all the figurines in the world, I would so totally do it. And I have my favorites. Leave the whole lot up just for context. Besides, we aren't exactly too explicit for YouTube. No, I mean, we aren't exactly too explicit for YouTube, but I was thinking of changing the title itself, because right now, as you see, my title is like about thrift shop, but it's not thrift shop. We ended up talking more about like sex ed, and I kind of just want to make sure that the title is more concise towards it, or at least change it up a little bit. But like, yeah, unrealistic expectations or addictions. That's true. Oh, thank you so much for the hydrate, Boop. Thank you so much. I really do need to hydrate. That's correct. Oh, my water is on the other side of the room, actually. Hang on, let me just get some water here. It's on the other side of the room. Hi, Toto. Hello, welcome. Munch cake. Hello, Toto, welcome. Toto, you missed the conversation. We were having like a very interesting conversation about sex education, yo. We're talking about sex education. We're talking about differences in like, I guess the expectation when you hear what sex education is about. And we were talking about like the video the image that I posted on the internet. So we were having like a lovely conversation. I wish you were here. You would have a lot of fun with the conversation. I know you would. You're loving the new model. Oh, thank you so much. My past model is gorgeous. I know, it's so pretty. So cute, isn't it? Yokata desu? Yokata? Anyway, thank you so much. Yes, you missed that conversation. So you missed a very, very interesting in-depth conversation we were having about the differences itself, and just more like understanding what reality is versus, you know, fiction, obviously. Very education indeed. Yeah, so thank you so much for sharing insights from the US, from Indonesia, from Singapore. Well, not Singapore, actually technically it's Australia. So from Australia as well, because like, you know, it's always great to hear how different countries handle or tackle education itself. People tend to mix fantasy and reality sadly. Yeah, so that was the conversation I was having, because I think a lot of people, especially countries like Malaysia and Indonesia, where like you don't get exposure to sex education, right? Our sex education exposure means that we rely on fantasy materials and we do get exposed to fantasy materials more so than that. And so once like we actually do it in reality, all of a sudden it's like, oh shit. We don't have any exposure at all. We literally just, I'm fairly sure your sex education is like mine, non-existent. Yeah, only do it after your marriage. That's kind of like what we talked about. We were talking about that, but in terms of sex education, I just want to recap what I mentioned to everybody here, because like you missed it. But sex education in Malaysia was literally at an early age itself, like around primary school, you would have like 2 years where they pull you out and they split you between boys and girls, and they basically go like, okay, women, you're gonna like start bleeding right now, and like this is the sign of you being an adult. And so once you become an adult, please keep in mind that you can't stay near boys anymore. If any boys or men come to you and try to do funny things, just blow a whistle. Like that was sex education. That was sex education for us. There was like nothing else beyond that. That's what they call it now. Oh damn, they taught me at middle school when I was in school. Okay, but like, did you get any exposure to any forms of actual proper sex education in university? Because I know like my uni is an international university, and that was like the first time like they went about telling people like, oh, we're giving out condoms, you know, safe sex all, and then kind of a version of the education which was very weird, but basically also nothing. None. Okay, very well, thank you so much. Then now my question, since everybody else has shared that with us today, my question to you is, when did you get exposed to anything remotely sex-wise? And I'm not talking about like the ones that you get exposed by the school, because obviously that's not, but like, what is the sex education, or how did you get exposed to what sex was? And was it through fantasy mediums? At what age? And you know, and is there any prejudice that you carry across from reading those? And everyone has it, okay? I swear, everyone has a form of prejudice or form of like an idea or a mindset of what they think is sex from reading those kind of books or contents or watching those contents. No bananas or PowerPoints. We're talking about the bananas again. Damn it, the bananas. Sorry, again. Oh my god, guys. You guys, funny as heck. You guys are just hilarious. Oh my god, I love you guys. Pretty much self-taught from reading Quora and Reddits. Really? But at what age did you decide to go and explore that? Because like I'm curious, like, you know, because obviously Toto, you are definitely from a different generation from mine, and that means that what you get exposed to is probably different from what we get exposed to in terms of like the generation, like things. Yeah, in topics and experience, yeah, both. And I mean more of like exposure. You know, it's exposure, because exposure for us is very limited. I would say like the exposure is more like go out and be free. No, but exposure to the topic itself, and sort of learning it. Like, at what age did you actually learn what sex was? Boop is like, he's back. Call for me. Welcome back, Boop. Topic wise, my curiosity starts from high school. When in high school was your curiosity began? I'm assuming that was that around the time you had to learn biology. And for those in Malaysia, biology, you actually learn it at the age of 16. First year of high school, so you were like 13 for that? Holding hands? That's so lit, right? Well, girl, first exposure is biology. Like, biology. I thought you said both, and I thought you said boop. Yes, I did say both, and then you heard boop. But welcome back, boop. It means you haven't left completely. I'm glad that you're still around. Your friends are just a bunch of friends that started talking about it. It got you curious. I see. I know you're lurking, but like you could be doing something else. But I'm glad that you're listening in as well. I like it. Thank you so much. No, it isn't. We all hold hands and hug here. Do we? No. Wait, excuse me. I'm just a little alien shapeshifter that's on the internet that's like, you know, here. Am I holding your hands? No. Am I having sex because I'm holding your hands? No, I'm not. Fuck. No. Like, excuse me. Hello. You guys. We're not holding hands. We're not hugging here. And therefore, there's no sex. Anyway, moving away from that. I mean, if that's what Toto wants, that's how Toto wants to have babies. We know. This auntie says, I am say-so. I'm super say-so. Look at me. Can you feel anything here? Hagu, mugu, puku. Nothing. We are D-Gens. Shake my head. We are D-Gens. We are D-Gens without realizing we are D-Gens. It is so adorable, guys. So adorable. Thank you guys so much. Man, I don't think I'm coming out with a sore throat, but I'm fairly sure that I'll be almost hitting that point. Maybe. I'm gonna spend like the whole time just talking non-stop anyway. I'm gonna go down. I'm the say-so one here. Toto, say-so? Excuse me? I mean, he's say-so friendly. You don't realize, Myu, you're just in denial. Me? Denial? What denial? I'm not in denial. It's reality. By God, why is everyone wanting to fight me on say-so-ness? I am generally super say-so in real life. Yeah, that's very true. I'm generally super say-so in real life. I think that you see, even in my chats, it hardly comes out. Nonsense, Iro, bullshit. I think Race can better confirm that I'm not I'm say-so, okay? Velcro is like 45% say-so. Okay, boss. See? Super say-so. La. Race definitely won't call you say-so. What are you talking about? Say-so la. He's not here anyway right now, but like say-so la. 41% got bribed? No, it did not. Shh. What are you talking about? There's no bribery here. There's no such thing. Bribery is not involved in this. Okay, anyway. But yeah, thank you guys so much anyway for sharing your opinions and thoughts about the whole sex education topic. Because I really did find it very interesting. Like, there's always a presumption there, I guess, coming from, you know, people around that, you know, the way we react to things aren't exactly like the norm, I guess. And I say this because it was really interesting having that conversation with other people out there. He'll be the first to accuse me of being sus. Excuse me, I'm not sus. Anything about this that says I'm sus? No, nothing. There's no such thing as sus here, okay? Hello? No sus here. Yeah, and I you know, like, my first time walking into like I mentioned telling you guys the story about walking into a sex shop, but did I mention that in Australia, Melbourne, there is such a thing as a sex exhibition, and watching performers being unabashedly ashamed, showing off educationally the different positions you could throw on stage that was projected on a large screen in the exhibition hall was like, yeah? And you could go around booths collecting loop and a whole bunch of stuff. And I remember, like, the moment I went there, I was, yeah, it was basically like an education on, it was meant to be educative in a way, yeah. It's like, you know, anyone who comes by, they could learn at the exhibition. You could see all these little toys as well and just like, explore it. And there were rides that were designed after like all these things. I thought it was really interesting, but it was that moment I was walking there going like, I thank God none of my friends are with me. I'm just gonna walk here right now and like dart left, dart right, observe, and then put it to Westerners are weird as I walk out of the hall thinking that, like, you know, thank God this doesn't happen back where we're from. But it was like the weirdest thing to see. I did not expect such a thing in Australia. Pretty much the only other exciting thing to happen. Yeah, it was just such a weird thing. I haven't even been to one of those. But see, the thing is that I didn't even know there was such a thing like that. I didn't know what to expect. And the best part of all was like my, so it was part of a student council, and the student council people were down and they were like, let's go to that. So I didn't go there voluntarily per se, as much as I wanted to, you know, dart in and out, soloing on my own. I was with a group of people who were more keen about it than I was, and I'm like, what the hell is this thing? And then just freaking out going in there and be like, Can you guys have fun? No, this was not for school. No, this was no, they were not. So I was so bit of context. So I was an exchange student. I went overseas to study, but I used to be part of a student council, and so when the student council for my home campus was invited to come down to Australia, they came by, invited me. We had drinks, you know, chit chats, because like I was part of that gang, right? And then they were around for a few days, so we did like a few things together, like activities. But like this was one of the few that like, oh, let's all go together. Fucking hell. School trip to that? No, guys. If like, let me go and expose something that had happened in my school, which I like had no idea that was a thing. And like me telling this story right now, I think a lot of people will be shocked when they hear this. And then if you're hearing it secondhand, please know that this was like many years ago. I don't know and remember the people involved with it. I only know they were part of the student council for that particular university that was at. But essentially, in the dead of winter, apparently there was a dare going on to the student council. And this is for the university when I was down there in Australia. But there was a student council there. And basically there were these bunch of kids, okay, part of the student council, who apparently from the stupid dare was expected to walk around nude in the cafeteria in a march. And it was basically like a bunch of guys and one girl. I remembered it because she was at the end of the line, and they were basically putting their hands right where the dongs were and like marching around the freaking building in winter, by the way, which means that everyone who walks in got a good eye. If they walked in at a very specific time, got a good eye of them. And like you can't see everything because they did kind of try to hide their little butts, but they were basically nerd. And I was like, that should not have happened. Like, I am so sorry to be calling you out on this, but like, holy the fuck-a-moly, like, what the fuck is this shit? That is wrong. It's wrong. That's scandalous. I didn't expect it. But that happened, and I'm like, what? What the heck is going on? Again, I'm gonna say that my mind instantly went to like, Westerners are really weird. I swear, my mind just went down to the path of like, damn, like Australians are really weird. And like, I have no idea what is going on right now. Like, but don't even say that. Holy shit, I don't want to know. I don't know if they got reported. I think that they might have gotten reported at least, but like it didn't come from me because I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know who they were. I don't have any names. I only see a face. So like, you know, that's it. And it was a very quick march. Anyway, they were just running around, running really quickly. But like, yeah. Again, I want to say, it's always weird. Like I feel like a lot of my exposure when it comes to like sex education or sex interesting stories, this happened in a setting that I had no fucking clue would hit me, and I'm like, what the fudge? What the fudge is this? I don't want to use the word white people, but like you have to remember, I'm from a conservative country. No one does this shit, yo. Religiously conservative. And then I come to Australia and I'm seeing a sex ball? People running around like that? In a cafeteria in winter? You guys are too liberal. I'm just gonna put out there, you guys are too liberal. This is the weirdest thing, the weirdest shit I just saw there. Like, no way, please no, don't ever, like, man, I would not want to have kids be exposed in this manner, I swear. It was a culture shock, alright, yeah, it's true. It was a culture shock in a way, in not a good way, to be honest, because like, I'm getting flabbergasted just listening to it, right? I think like even you can't imagine. I feel it's a funny story. It is a funny story now that you look at it, but like it's extreme. I thought it was extreme. I'm fairly sure Velcro, you understand what I'm feeling, the whole flabbergasm, the extremeness of it, and like a part of you just really just go like your brain, right? I'm trying to fill in the blanks and try to like piece this together and like reason out why this is happening in front of me. Like, what the fuck did I just witness? And honestly, like the whole thing about like it was the student council, that's something I heard much later. Like someone else told me that it was the student council. So even then, I cannot 100% confirm it was the student council. I didn't know the student council in that university at that time. I mean, again, I'm a student studying abroad. I didn't really bother to mingle, so like no clue who they are, but they're definitely Australians. Yeah. So I honestly, kids, yeah, this is fun. It seems funny. Like, oh my god, that's not what you want. That's not how you want to get exposed to. Like shish kebabs, babies, shish kebabs. But yeah, you know, this is where like I would always say like I think like one of the things I will admit is that I have been exposed to a lot of crazy stuff, and I don't even know how to quantify all these experiences that I've had, because like a lot of them fall into like the funny and also extreme side of things, and I'm like sitting here going like, can I really talk about this? I feel like I'm exposing people when I shouldn't be exposing, and then at the same time it's like, like, is this to be expected? This is why I talk about it openly, right? Because like I'm trying to piece together what counts, what does not count. I thought like indecency is a thing, you know? But again, my brain switched off. It went into like a space where it was like, whoa, mate, not in public. Yeah, well, I mean, okay, if it's squirted, if your sausage decides to squirt on you, like it's not on purpose. And I've had that. I've bitten into like fish bowls, you know, the feelings in soup in there, and it squirts into your mouth and it's like, eh. Yeah, but that is just very innocent and it's really cute though. This is food. It's actually real food. You're squeezing too hard. Food always makes the most interesting and fun jokes, I swear. But I've not heard of any local Malay jokes before. I mean, like, I know what the English jokes innuendos are, and I know like some of the like Chinese ones, although like really weird ones, but like it's based on the writing. But like I've seen some, but like I wonder, like, do the Malays have like any specific things that it would say for these kinds, or is just like kind of like hidden away? I'm curious. Like, bruh, it's just a piece of crumbled chicken cheese sausage, burning hot and white. Wow. Okay, you're just talking about the cheese, right? Okay, yeah. I'm fairly sure the cheese was just Parmesan. No, not Parmesan. Mozzarella. Oh my god. I'm gonna cough and die from laughing. I'm choking right now, guys. I'm choking. These are the kind of things that just cracks me up all the time. I swear. Don't ask me. I'm the kid with not many friends. I don't know many Malay jokes. Damn it. That's what he said. Oh man, I would love to hear some of those. I guess, you know who's the right person to get to hear that story from? Xenogems. Unfortunately, we haven't seen Xenogems in so long, so sadly we can't get any exposure to that. Times like this, I miss Xeno for popping by my channel just so we can have that conversation. It will spark a very interesting debate between the three cultures. Then I just need someone who's in Indian to stop by to also let us know. Yeah. You mean in real life waifu, not the digital waifu, In real life waifu, It's not even a flex anymore, man. Velcro's being sarcastic already. It's like, yeah, Ryaju. It's like, Ryaju. Waifu controls the purse, yo. Okay, jokes. Xeno, we love you. Xeno, we love you. We also know that your wife loves you. Waifu, you can do whatever you want, it's okay. You know, we accept. Alright, there's really not much else I want to say about this topic anyway, because I think this topic, we pretty much have hit like most of the things related to this topic, and I'm sorry for anyone who's listening in or re-listening to this at a later date. I'm sorry that I ended the topic with a very, very awkward topic, and I would like you guys to know that that's not common. Okay, I would like to say that my experience with in Australia was very unique. It's not common. Please don't think that you'll find that. And for anyone who might be like, oh my god, we need to find out who these people are. Let's go and like figure out where this was from at what point. Please don't. It's a long time ago, and it's just something that I observed, and I was like, you know, you get over it after a while. So yeah. Okay, nah, more like an educational Sunday, I'll say. I mean, I swear, I do all these educational topics all the time, right? So that's why you guys come in, and then like, and the instant I get on a roll, if you just go and roll down that hill all the time. Alright. Anyway, it is getting late. I did say that this would be a 1 hour-ish stream, like maybe under 2 hour stream. So I'm just gonna go ahead and like move us into the other channel. And then again, my Aussie high school years was pretty well. So fair enough. It has been pretty well. I know. So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much. The Uda channel knows. It's the stream ending channel. It's the stream ending screen. But anyway, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I appreciate that you guys shared your thoughts on sex education, and also let me share a little bit about my own opinions about it. As always, you guys know you can find me on Discord. I do update my schedule there, and you can also find me on YouTube, so you can rewatch this recording in whenever you want to. I've got TikTok and YouTube shops as well, so like if you guys want to like rewatch some of my stuff and like pull it up and like expose me, that's great. I've got a Tron. You guys please do come in and like boost and help me get some stuffs. And if you guys ever want to donate, remember you've got the subscribe button. I'm ready to subscribe and donation. At least you get to pace yourself. Thank you everyone again. This is very educational, and it has been a blast to have this chit chats with you guys. Tomorrow I should be back tomorrow, otherwise you see me on Tuesday. We'll try to do a bit of Genshin, so usually Monday or Tuesday will be Genshin days, and then I'll try to focus on Final Fantasy 9 after that. So come in, sit by, relax, enjoy. We're always streaming around this time. I will catch you guys later. Until then, take care. Have a good day for the rest of today if it is still just Sunday morning for you guys, and if it's Sunday night, have a good night's sleep and rest up. Tomorrow is Monday, it's a work day, and I hope you guys are rejuvenated for Monday itself. Alright, till then, take care, and I will see you guys later. Good night. Bye bye.